you, but there are things in your past that are holding you back. You are able to step into the supernatural because there are things that are just pulling you back. Every time you try to move into the next level, there is this voice behind you, a condemning voice. It's not too late. It's not too late.
Hello everybody and welcome to today's program, Let My People Go. This is Pastor Sammy and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have something for you that is going to literally change your life. And I hope and I trust that you are ready. After today, you will be a different person simply by the entering of the truth in your mind, because you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I know you're watching me right now. Some of you have been praying for a breakthrough. You have been hoping for a breakthrough. You have been believing God for the next level and the next chapter of your life. And somehow it seems like you have been trying, and the more you try, the more you fail. It seems like every time when you want to move into the next chapter and the next level of your life, it always seems like you are hitting against the wall. To you, in your mind, it feels and seems like there are so many obstacles that are standing in your way. And as it stands now, you do not know what is wrong, and therefore you do not know what is it that you need to do to enter into the next chapter, to enter into the next season of your life, a better season, a great season of your life. I want to read something for you very quickly. It's in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 15. I want you to listen very carefully to these words. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on." You must remember, the nation of Israel, they had been in slavery for more than 400 years. This was 400 years of struggle. This was 400 years of pain. This was 400 years of stagnation. This was 400 years of abuse. Here we're talking about physical abuse. We talk about emotional abuse. We're even talking about sexual abuse. The Israelites, for more than 400 years, they experienced all forms of pain, all forms of struggle, and all forms of abuse under the mighty hand of the Egyptian and Pharaoh. And there came a time when a new season was introduced in their life, a season of freedom. A season where they can step out of that season of struggling, of pain and suffering and abuse, and finally the next chapter of freedom, the next chapter of no more suffering, the next chapter of smile, the next chapter of laughter, the next chapter of joy, happiness, and peace. And when we just read now, we realized that they had just came out of that place that was so painful. They had just come out of that place of pain, that place of struggle. And they were out of that place and they were going to their place of breakthrough. They were in the middle. They had just come out. They are on their way. They could see the breakthrough ahead. They could smell the breakthrough. They could smell the promised land ahead of them. But in the midst of that, it seemed like their joy was short-lived. When we read this story, we hear that in the midst of the journey to the promised land, the journey to their breakthrough, there was a loud noise that was coming from behind them. there was a loud noise, a loud and terrifying noise that was coming from behind them. The sky was clear ahead of them. The road was open. It was a supernatural road right in the middle of the ocean. Everything in front of them was clear. It was all system go in front of them. But the problem was the noise that was coming from behind them. Today, I want to share with you the 3 things that you need to let go of in order for you to step into the next chapter of your life. 3 things that you need to let go of in order for you to enter into the next season, the next fresh chapter of your life. Because if you have these 3 things, if these 3 things still have a hold over your life, no matter what you're gonna do, no matter the opportunities that are gonna come in front of you, you are going to miss every opportunity simply because of the 3 things that are behind you that you need to get rid of, that you need to let go of. Let's go. Number 1, the first thing that you need to let go of, that is holding you captive right now, is your past mistakes. I'm going to say that again. Number 1, past mistakes. A lot of people, they have become prisoners of their past mistakes. There are things that you did in the past. They were not so smart. They were not so good. Some of them were terrible things that you did. Some of the reasons that you did these things, you were young and stupid. Some of these reasons, the reasons that you did these things was because you were under some kind of pressure. There are various reasons why we make a mistake. And you need to understand that the fact that this is called a mistake, it means it was something that you did not plan to do. It means it was something that you did not mean to do. It was a mistake. It was poor judgment. It was pressure. It was immaturity. That is why it is called a mistake. But now a lot of you have taken the mistakes that you've made, and now you feel still living in that mistake, that because of what I did, I cannot do 1, 2, 3. It becomes a problem now when you come across opportunities, when you come across certain things that you need to do in life. The mistakes that you made, it seems like they are haunting you. I did this when I was 16. I did this when I was 21. Hey, I did this before I got married. I did this right out of school. This was my first. This was a mistake. Listen, it is a mistake. You did a mistake because you were young. You made that mistake because you were immature. You made that mistake because you were under pressure. Various reasons. You made that mistake because you found yourself caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Therefore, that's why you made a mistake. So you cannot allow the mistakes of your past now to hinder you from stepping into the next chapter, a better chapter of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was a mistake. And what you need to do, there is one important thing that you need to do. This is the one thing. You need to forgive yourself. The reason you can't let go, the reason that mistake that you did is still hovering over you, it's because you cannot forgive yourself. You are being very hard on yourself simply because of a mistake that you did when you were stupid and young. Because of the mistake that you did simply because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Simply because you were under some form of pressure, then you made a mistake. Now that mistake, even now, it is a noise that is coming behind you now. It is hindering you from stepping into the next chapter of your life. You need to forgive yourself. And I know some of you made a mistake that affected other people. And somehow, the first thing that you need to do, you need to go and ask forgiveness from those people. Some of those mistakes that were hurtful, they affected other people. So you need to go and ask forgiveness. That, you know what, I made a mistake and I'm sorry. That's all you need to do. I'm not saying necessarily people are going to forgive you, because maybe what you did, it caused a lot of pain to them. You need to give them time. You need to allow them to also heal from that. And part of that healing will come from you asking for forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself. And if there's a place where you did wrong to people, you need to ask for forgiveness. It's part of you moving into the next chapter. Because if you are still holding on, if you've got people in your life that are still holding grudges, that is energy. If people, if you've got people around you about swearing kapilo, and simply because you don't want to go and apologize for the mistakes that you did, that is energy that is working against your life. That is a spirit that is working against your life. Because those people, even when they see you trying to succeed, because they've got negative energy towards you, it means certain things that you try to do, they will not happen. Because you've got this energy that is around you. You've got this negative spirit around you simply because of people that you chose not to ask forgiveness. Remember, number one is past mistakes. These are the things that you actively did. These are the decisions that you actively took, the choices that you made, which were mistakes, which were wrong. They affected you and they affected other people. And now they are a cloud hanging over your life, a dark cloud hanging over your life. Listen to this. Here's something that I want to tell you. Once you have forgiven yourself, and once you have apologized and asked for forgiveness, don't allow then people to hold those mistakes over your head. Do not allow them. I'm not saying people are easily going to forgive you, but as long as you have asked for forgiveness, and as long as you have done certain things also to make sure that they can see that indeed you are sorry, either you have changed, either things that could be rectified, you've done all of that, then don't allow anybody to hold your mistake over your head. The second thing that I want to talk about that you need to let go is past failures. Here we're talking about some of you, you've started businesses in life and they have failed. Here we're talking about failed relationships. Here we're talking about you started things and they just did not go. Maybe you started a job and you failed. And right now, that failure, even now when things are coming to your life, even now when new opportunities for new relationships, new opportunities, new business opportunities are coming your way, now you have this loud voice of, remember you tried this before. There is this loud voice behind you that keeps saying, remember you tried this business. Remember you tried business. Remember you tried a relationship. Remember, but you failed. So now this voice coming behind you, it is so loud that even when there are new things that are coming your way, you look at the new things with the eye of the old things. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, behold, I do a new thing. But it starts by saying, forget the former things, behold, I am doing a new thing. Simply meaning that before the I do a new things, there has to be a forget the former things. Sometimes we cannot even see opportunities simply because our eyes are still on the past. Simply because we are driving a car forward, but we are looking always at a rear view mirror. Practically, if you step into your car and you go into a certain destination, what will happen if you fix your eye on the rear view mirror? Chances are there's going to be a terrible accident. Chances are you are going to miss your destination because you are not looking where you need to turn. So most of you, the reason you are crashing in life, the reason there are so many accidents and casualties and you can't get to your destination, it's simply because you are driving this life looking behind you. The past failure. I failed in business. I don't want to start another business. I have failed in marriage. I don't want to get into another relationship. My relationships are a mess, disaster. I don't want to. Because of the failures of the past, you don't want to step into the next season and the next chapter of your life. You don't realize that failures are simply experiences. They don't define you. When you fail, that does not define you. That does not say you are a failure. It seems you have failed, but you are not a failure. There are certain things that you are still winning in life. You're still getting up. There are certain things now that you're still doing. If you were a failure, you would not be succeeding doing anything. You are not a failure. Do not allow your failures to be your identity. Oh, I am such a failure. You are not a failure, but you might have failed in certain things. And listen, just because you failed in that thing, it does not mean you will fail in this thing. Just because you failed in that business, it does not mean you will fail in this business. Just because you failed in that relationship, it does not mean you will fail in every relationship. Sometimes, maybe you were in the wrong business, that's why it failed. Maybe you were with the wrong person, that's why the relationship failed. Maybe you were in the wrong place, that's why you failed. It does not make you a failure. You were just a victim of your environment where you are. You were just a victim of a wrong person in your life. You were just a victim of a wrong business in your life. Some of you failed in a lot of things. So you are not a failure, but you have failed in certain things. And there could be a million. So all you have to do is to take those failures and learn from them. Don't let them define you. Learn from them. Okay, what is it that I can learn from that particular failure? And the lessons that you take from that failure, you can apply them in the next season and the next chapter of your life. So let go of the past failures. Move away, move on from the past failures. Take them and let them be lessons for the next chapter and the next season of your life. I hope you follow me in this part. The third and the last thing, and this one is a tough one. This one is a very painful one. Past experiences. Past experiences. You need to move on and let go of the past experience. Some of you sitting there, you have gone through painful, terrible, or even traumatic experiences. You have gone through so much in your life. Here I'm talking about you have gone through a painful divorce. I'm talking about you've gone through a painful betrayal. You had people in your life that you trusted with your whole life. And those people, they turned around you and they betrayed you. And that was traumatic. You have not been able to recover because that betrayal has cost you a lot. You have gone through rejection where you were rejected either in a place. Some of you at church, you were rejected at church. You were rejected at your home. You were rejected by your husband, rejected by your family. Painful, traumatic experiences. Some of you, you're sitting there, you were raped and you cannot get over that. That picture, it keeps playing in your mind. It was so traumatic. And some of you, you have lost very important people in your life through death. Your parents died. That was traumatic. Your husband, your wife died. That was traumatic. You lost a child. That was traumatic. Let me tell you something. These experiences, you cannot take them for granted. The problem is that there are things that happen in our lives, and then we continue with life, and somehow we almost forget about them, but we don't realize that until you let them go, until you fully heal from them, they are going to come into every situation of your life. There are people now who have gone, for an example, somebody who have gone through a divorce. It was painful. Now, if you did not heal from that, if that is still part of you, every relationship that you're going to try to come into now, you are going to bring that experience into this particular thing. If you were raped at some point in your life and you never got over it, you never healed from it, you never found healing, you're going to go into that relationship, and when you get into it, when that memory comes back. You will find that this person that you are with now, you're seeing them with the eye of that particular person. There will be something that's going to trigger the memory of what happened, and you will bring all of that into this relationship. You see, experiences, they don't just disappear. Just because you forget about something, it does not make it go away. It is still there somewhere in your mind. You need to find a way of healing from past experiences. You need to heal from the things that you went through. And it is more so, unfortunately, with Christians, believers, born again believers. We think all the time we can just pray the things away, or we can just speak over them. We can just speak faith over things. There's a place for faith. The Bible says faith without works is dead. That means you can believe that I'm healed from this. You can believe that I'm working through this. But if there's no work that you are putting into that, you will find that 5 years, 10 years later, you're praying about the situation. You're doing everything, but you are not doing the work in order for you to heal from the things that... Sometimes healing, it means you have to go back and find closure in certain places. And lastly, the problem, and the biggest problem that I want to close with, especially when it comes to past experiences, is that 98% of these experiences that you've gone through, there were people that were involved. Either they caused this experience in your life. They caused this traumatic experience in your life. For example, when you've been raped, there is somebody who caused that experience. When you were divorced, there's somebody who divorced you, who caused it. When you were rejected, there were people who rejected you. When a lot of things that happen in your life, most of the time it is people who have inflicted this pain upon your life. Therefore, one of the key things that you will need to do, you have to let them go from your soul. Because let me show you something. When somebody does something to you that is so traumatic, that experience, it goes into your mind. It stays there. And remember, your mind, it is your heart. Your heart, it is your soul. So as long as those people are in your mind, that experience is in your mind with that particular person or people attached to it, that means those people are part of your mind. Therefore, it means those people are part of your heart. Again, deeper, it means those people are part of your soul. So you're walking around with all these people who violated you. You're walking around with them in your soul. You have not allowed yourself to let go of these people from your soul. And the problem is that these people, the fact that they did that, they are toxic people. Nobody who is healthy can rape another person. Nobody who is healthy can just reject a person and just tell them you're nothing, I don't want. Nobody who is sane can do. It means those people, they are toxic. They are troubled themselves. So you've taken that poison, you've taken that toxic and put it in your heart. That's why you cannot move on. That's why no matter what you're going to try to do in life, it is not going to work for you, because you are walking around with poison in your life. You are walking around with poison. So the only thing to move on, it is to let go of that poison. How do you do that? Number one, you need to forgive them. I know it's very difficult and it doesn't make sense. How do I forgive somebody who did so much to me? Listen, you are not forgiving them because you have come to believe that what they did was wrong. That's not why you're forgiving them. You do not forgive them because you think, okay, I forget about what you're saying, but you forgive them because you don't want them and their toxic spirit inside your soul. Literally, you say, remember Jesus, after everything, when he was facing the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. He's saying, you know what? This, I don't want to go to heaven. I don't want to go to the cross and carry the sins of people. I don't want to do this while I still have unforgiveness in mind. So he said, I forgive them. I'm letting them go. They don't know what they're doing. Chances are the people who caused you harm, they don't really know how much pain they have caused you. That's why they're still walking around as if everything is normal, because they will never really understand how much pain that they have caused you. But you do yourself your favor and you let them go. Let them go. Forgiveness is you literally, you're vomiting them. You're vomiting them out of your spirit. I don't want you in my spirit. I forgive you. I let you go. You did not know what you're doing. Even if you did, God will deal with it. Listen, vengeance is from the Lord. What goes around comes around. Whatever a man shall sow, that shall he reap. Sometimes it is not us who's going to make people pay, but what goes around comes around. Whatever that you do in life, it will come back to you, whether it is good or bad. Whatever that they did to you, it will come back to them somewhere in their lifetime. But it's not on you to make that happen. The only thing that you do, I'm letting you go into the hands of God. I forgive you. I don't want you in my soul anymore. I don't want you in my spirit. Let them go. Their presence in your soul is toxic. Their presence in your mind is toxic. So you need to let it go. You need to let them go. And I know it's not easy. I'm going to pray for you now. I want to pray for you. You saying, Muruti, I have to let go. And I know that I need to let go. I need to move on from all of this because there's something greater for me. I want to pray for you. May the Lord heal you. May the Lord give you the wisdom to know what is it that you need to do. May the Lord give you wisdom to know what is it that you need to let go of. May the Lord give you the wisdom and the insight to know exactly what is going on, where is a stronghold in your life, so that you can let it go. I pray for that. I pray for the spirit of forgiveness to come upon your life. Forgive them, not for them. Don't forgive them to do it for them. Don't do anybody a favor who hurt you, but forgive them for you. And I pray that God will give you that wisdom. Hello once again. I have something life-changing for you. I know you are sitting there and you want to get into the next chapter and the next level of your life, but there are just these things that are wearing you down, that are holding you down, and you don't know how to get rid of them. These are toxic thoughts, toxic relationships, toxic environment, and toxic behaviors. The word says, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. At the same time, faith without works, it is dead. I have for you what I call 21-day emotional detox program. They say it takes 21 days to break a habit. I need you to give me 21 days of your life, and I'm telling you, after those 21 days you will be ready to step into the next chapter and the next level of your life. To detox simply means you're getting rid of anything and everything that is unhealthy. So emotional detox, it means everything in your emotions, in your soul that is wearing you down, that is holding you down. I just need 21 days to walk with you, to show you how you can get rid of everything that is holding you down in your life. If you are interested in this program, there are numbers. Get in touch with me and I will show you and tell you how we're going to take this journey together with you.